Hi folks, Gary here, and welcome to my real estate review for the month of September 2025 in North Vancouver. Let's take a look. Okay, so let's take a look at sales. First of all, with detached, we're up about 6% from the same month last year and about 30% below the 10-year average and 17% above the month of August. Looking over to apartments, we're up about 14% from 12 months ago, 13% below the 10-year average, and 18% above the previous month. And then finally with townhouses, there were 27, and that's about the same as the 10-year average, and about 8 or 7% above month over month. Okay, so with new listings, for detached, we were up about 22% from 12 months ago, and 16% above the 10-year average, and about 119% above the previous month. And then with apartments, we were up about 9% from 12 months ago, 33% above the 10-year average, and 93% above the previous month. And then with townhomes, we're down about 6% from 12 months ago, up 44% in the 10-year average, and up 100% from the previous month. For total listing inventory, for apartments, you can see we've got 457. That's 43% above the 10-year average and 12% above year over year. Now, one thing I'd like to mention about the apartment listings is that if you include the shadow listings, which would be listings that builders have where they've got completed inventory, completed units, and they're not showing it on the MLS, so they're considered to be shadow listings. At this point in time in Greater Vancouver, CMHC figures they're about 2,500. So this number, 457, would be significantly higher. And then looking at detached, there were 416 on the market. That's up 23% year over year and 24% above the 10-year average. And with townhomes, 138, that'd be 4% above year over year and 52% above the 10-year average. All right, so let's see how the supply and demand factors are affecting price. Okay, the benchmark price with detached is 2.172 million. So that's a decrease of 1.7% in the past year and about 3.2% decrease in the past 6 months. Looking at townhouse, the benchmark price is 1.298 million, and that's a decrease of 2.2% in the past year and about 1.2% in the last 6 months. And then finally with apartments, benchmark price being 790,500. That's a drop of 0.9% in the last 12 months and about 3.3% down in the last 6 months. Okay, so there you have it. Basically pretty much the same. We've got decreasing prices and listings going up. So just wanted to give you the Greater Vancouver Realtors narrative, and this is by Andrew Lee. He's the GVR's Director of Economics and Data Analytics. So he's saying with another cut to Bank of Canada's policy rate behind us and markets pricing in at least one more cut by the end of the year, Metro Vancouver home buyers have reason to be optimistic about the market. Easing prices, near record high inventory levels, and increasingly favorable borrowing costs are offering those looking to purchase a home this fall with plenty of opportunity. Okay, my feeling is that Greater Vancouver Realtors usually is probably overly optimistic. And they actually just a couple of weeks ago, they revised their forecast for 2025, finding that their numbers were just far too optimistic. So the revised forecast is would be for detached home prices should be down about 3.8% by the end of the year, attached down 0.2%, and apartments down about 0.6%. And then in terms of sales volumes, sales for detached are expected to be down about 9.9%, attached 1% down, and apartments would be expected to go down about 6%. So I certainly agree. This would be a great time for buyers out there. There's a great amount of inventory, and mortgage rates are coming down. So all good things. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next month.